It's revenue review time. We're going to take a look at the bags because what I need is all this gold to go into my bank so I can reinvest it because I am still building up wealth. We need to talk about it. So what are we making gold on right now? Revenue review means this is my week's worth of gold from my auction house tunes. It just sits in my bags and I collect it and talk about it. This is actually half a week because earlier in the week I collected 300k. So we're sitting at 760k just on this main bank tune, and most of that is Azurweave bolts. You can see all these bolts, dude. I am turning and burning bolts like left and right. 300k earlier in the week was also bolts. Look at this. We got rocket sales, dude. We got some rocket sales this week. Very uncommon, very high profit margin, and I'm happy to see those. Any other mount sales in here? The answer is no. It is just Azurweave bolts, and you see these awakened airs in there? Yeah, I'm still doing the transmutes. Daily 1-clicks for Dragonflight, off the chain. So what I'm finding is that the transmutes, sometimes they're even, right? It costs two awakens to transmute into 2 new awakens, whether it's fire, earth, or air. You're turning awakens into those 3. So you got to find out which one of those is the most expensive and transmute those. I'm gonna show you real quick. So right now these fires are going for 320. Pretty expensive. If I turn those into air, 320 plus 200, so you're looking at 525 gold. Even at turning it into air for 500 a piece, yeah, there's a little bit of net negative there, but you're not including your multi-proc and your resourcefulness, and it's still worth it. However, if you buy this, right, this little guy down here, you can turn what? Earth and fire into, no, earth and air into fire. So the price of that is 250 plus 250 equals 640. That's what I'm talking about, dude. So just shuffle it around. Which one's most expensive? Fire, earth, or air? And transmute into that. Simple as that. You're gonna make the gold. I have been doing all air all the time. I thought it's still worth it, right? You're outputting 2 of these awakened airs on average, but your multi-procking and your resourcefulness is you're really putting out like 2.25 or 2.5 airs every craft. But however, if we spend 500 to get 640, we're already profiting just on the craft. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So transmutation, it's still there. It's still live. We figured it out. We're still making the money on it. Let's go back to the bags. We gotta go back to the bank bags. I'm just gonna collect these. This is a bunch of Azurweave bolts and a bunch of awakened airs. We got some huge ogre caches in there. You know where that's from? Garrisons. Still making money in Garrisons. That's free revenue. You know how much it costs to make that 4.7k? Goose egg. You just get it. Get it from your mission table. You get it for free. These awakened bolts, you actually have to put money into it to get money out of it. So there's a cost to these. It's not like 3.5k is profit altogether. It's like, I want to say like 20% profit, 30% profit. So I'm looking at like a 150k profit in these bags. Safe to say, easily safe to say, probably a little bit more. Craft Sim might help me out with that. I'm gonna check it out later. But I'm gonna collect these and move on to another banker. Well, let's go check it out. All right, 430 out of 700. So we're sitting at 430. Bank alt number 2. This is just an engineer toy alt. Guess what? No sales. All right, this bank alt was just doing rings, backs, and necks. The price has fallen out pretty significantly, and I also set up another character to pick up those sales. So let's see what he's got. This is gonna be the last week you see this guy. Got 11k. That feels bad. That feels bad. Some of these sold for like 1,000 gold a piece. Those are the sales you really want to see. That's when the market is reset. So there's times where the market resets completely, and at 200 gold, a lot of people get out of the market. They're like, it's no longer worth it. And then all of a sudden there's no items for that category on the market. And then you got a big whale like me coming in and being like, okay, I'll sell it for like 3,000 gold then, or 4 or 5 or 10. I'm the only one on the market. I'm going to sell it for however much I want to. And then you start profiting from that. That's why we go wide. You build all these items, you sit them on in your inventory, you create the TSM group to manage their when to craft them and when to sell them. Make sure those are clean. You sell them high, you craft them low, and you're going to get some of these weird outliers. You're going to get these 1,000 gold outliers. And 11K is 11K. I'll take it. I'll actually take it right now. Daily 1 clicks. Are we going to get the double click on the inscription? Check it out. Double click spam. Nailed it. All day, every day. Double 1 clicks on the inscriptions. Let's go. Still there. 2 months later. I like it. Let's get to the juice. These are my 3 characters on my alt account. I created these characters specifically to craft the blue set, craft the profession items, craft the PvP set, and just sit on the auction house and post all these auctions. These things are making boatloads of gold. I started this character with 50k gold last week. We're already up to 208k. And I bet there's some sales coming through now. Yeah, sale. All day, every day. So this character, all they do is they craft all of the, well, I said it already, the blue set, the PvP set, and the profession tools. So this is how it goes. One of the tricks of TSM is that in the settings of TSM, go over here to settings, go down here to macros, you can create macros. This means every time you click this macro button, it's going to cancel, it's going to post, and it's going to craft next. So what does that mean? You can pull up your restock group, start hitting that macro, and watch it fail. There we go. There we go. Now we're canceling items and crafting items at the same time. Double duty. Time gains. Let's go. That's going to save you time and make you more money. Craft items while you're sitting on the auction house and canceling items at the same time. TSM. MVP. It's so good. Also, let's take a look at the graph. So I'm going to leave that going in the background. See this right here? This is where I started. I said, I'm going to load up my characters with 131k. And then I started collecting sales. We went up to like 400k and now down to 300 because you have to invest in the PvP set. And the PvP set is actually kind of expensive. You have to buy the pattern and you have to craft the item. And each one of the PvP set items has a blue craftable that is like 200 to 400 gold a piece. So my leatherworking guy had to do leather and mail, and that was 140k I spent to get those PvP sets up and running. However, now I'm going to be collecting revenue in each one of those buckets. So that 140k is going to pay off very fast. I'm sure I'm going to be back over 200k on that character by this time next week. I'm calling it here. You heard it here first. My skin seeker, my leather worker will be over 200k next week. We'll check in with them. But this is how I do this. I craft these items and I post these items and I collect the gold. And we're going to watch this graph just go bonkers. It's so good. All right, this is worth talking about. I just got Crimsons up and I posted them this afternoon about an hour and a half ago, and we've already made 4.5k on them. Each one of these items costs about 400 to 500 to make. So 5 items at 400 bucks, talking about 2,000 gold. So we profited 2.5k right here in these 5 items. And look how many more I have to sell. This is gains, man. This is real gains. Let's carry on. All right, this is the leatherworker. I was just talking about it. The leatherworker creates, again, the blue set for leather and mail, and the green PvP set for leather and mail. And it also creates all the profession tools. This guy creates a lot, and the PvP gear was a significant investment, but you can see it's already paying off, right? I mean, these things are just making me money already. So the story has been holding true for the last couple of weeks. There's so many different revenue buckets between the blue set and the green set and the profession tools, and there's so many different items and levels of items that the more you're involved in, the better. And TSM being set up will allow you to be involved in all those buckets. So my TSM groups, I'll show you that real quick. The way I got it set up is that each one of these is just full of items. And each one of these will craft those items and sell those items. What do? Craft low, sell high. Craft low, sell high. Craft low, sell high. That's just the way it goes. And if it doesn't post on the auction house, then it sits in your inventory until it's profitable. And then the market will reset because people will fall out of the market, lose interest, and then all of a sudden the market resets. You post really high, you start making those big sales. Start making those 1,000 gold sales, 2,000 gold, 3,000, 5,000. You'll make them. They're out there. You just got to wait for each one of these random stats to fall out of the market. It happens. If it's in your bag, you'll collect the sale. If it's not in your bag and ready to go, you're not getting that sale. If it's not in the auction house under your character, you're not going to get that sale. Let TSM help you in this. Moving on to the last crafter. Listen, this is my tailoring guy. The price of cloth in this expansion is so cheap that tailoring it's bad. It's really bad. But guess what? I got my money grubbing fingers in that revenue bucket as well. So sometimes when these are not bad, maybe I'll get some good sales, but to recoup the cost, like I started this character out with 50K and got the tailoring set up and jewel crafting set up, went down to 37. It's just going to take a long time to make profit back from this. But that's okay. That's okay. Ultimately, this graph is what I want to kind of focus on with this account because it shows this is where I started, right? I started these characters, 3 crafters with this 50 to 137K, and then this is the profit a few days later. So yeah, it's about a week. I think it was about a week in between those times. So I'm thinking it's making about 200K each week. Yeah, we're just gonna watch that graph go bonkers. I want to see how high it goes. I want to give it at least a month before I even harvest any gold out of this account. And I might not ever harvest any gold. I might just let it go. All this account focuses on is crafting, Dragonflight, blues, PvP, and profession sets, and sells it on the auction house. It is that easy. And TSM is going to do it for me. That's about it, man.
Thank you for sharing.
So on our other account, we pulled out about 500K on this account. Oh no, we pulled out 750. We pulled 750 on our main account, and on this account we pulled out another 200. We're sitting at 900K this week. We're getting there. We're getting there. Revenue review. That's one of the most profitable weeks so far. And I got some Azure Week bolts to do right now. So I'm going to start next week out high too. Let's go play some games. I got bolts to craft. I'm out of here.